Okay, we are.
And now we
I
are.
would usually see it in my corner.
There you go.
I'm so
Thank
glad
you,
you're
B.
here today to remind me to record. Good job. London's raising her hand. London, did you
Go
want to
ahead,
tell us
Lundy.
something about this part of the sentence? Yeah, go ahead.
I maybe thought grind means didn't have time to do it.
You thought the word wind means they didn't have time to do it? Okay, that's a good guess. So wind means when you say something almost like you're crying. Like instead of just saying, I didn't have time to do it, he's saying, I didn't have time to do it. He's very sad. He's feeling kind of like upset, maybe at himself, maybe at somebody else. Okay, let's continue.
Let's keep going. Let's see. Anaya, can you read our screen now, please?
I don't have time to
Store.
up any food.
That's that word we were just talking about. Ooh.
Is it wine?
Thank you, B. It is wind. Keep going, Anaya. You got this. Wind the. Right here.
Wine the grasshopper.
Yes, keep going.
I was so busy making
You go to the class with Mr. Sinacropi.
music.
Good.
Anaya, why do you think it's important for us to know that the grasshopper was making music? Why do we need to know that?
Because it's important.
Why is it important?
Why does that detail help us as a reader?
Because you need to learn music.
Okay, so it's important. So if the author just said the grasshopper was busy, would you understand what the grasshopper was really doing? You might be kind of confused, right? You might be like, well, was he busy doing something important? Was he busy taking care of his family? No, he was just off playing his guitar. All right. Last one.
Last one is going to Esam. Esam, can you read this for us?
Nice and loud so everyone can hear you.
I didn't have time to store up any food while the grasshopper. I was so busy making music that before I knew it, the summer was gone.
The summer was gone.
Summer
Esam,
was gone.
what does that last part mean? Before I knew it, the summer was gone.
It left? Packed its bags?
Like it's over.
You're right.
You're
Esam,
right.
do you want to add anything to what B said? Go ahead. Wait. What season is it going to be now?
Winter.
The fall and the winter are coming, right? Before he knew it, the summer was over and he had spent all his time playing music.
So did he have time to get his food?
No.
Nope.
Nope.
All right, so to summarize or to recap, to restate that complete sentence, I want you to use this sentence structure or sentence starter. The flies were blank, that they blank.
the Benay.
Who thinks, I mean, maybe we can take volunteers for this one, Miss Ushla.
Sure.
You can fill in those blanks to describe what we just read. The flies were so blank that they blank. Briella, go ahead.
The flies were so enjoying.
So remember, I'm sorry, we kind of jumped there a little bit. The flies are kind of like the grasshopper, right? The grasshopper is playing music in his story, and the flies, they're off playing, right? So try to fill in that sentence knowing that information. The flies were so
Enjoying
okay. That they
forgot to get food.
Perfect.
Ella, really good job. I like how you connected those two ideas. London, you're raising your hand. Would you like to try? Go ahead. You got to press unmute, friend.
Flies were having so much fun that they didn't know what they was about to do anymore.
Really good.
True.
The flies were having so much fun that they didn't know what to do anymore. Tamara, you want to try too? Okay, go ahead.
Nice and loud.
You can start with the flies were so.
The flies were so
Maybe you can try to fit the word busy in there somewhere.
the flies were so busy. They
What happened to them?
didn't know what to do.
Yeah, the flies were so busy that they didn't know what to do. They didn't get any food.
Perfect.
I appreciate those of you who are volunteering to be courageous and answer questions in front of everybody. All right, so we are going to move on to the next part of our learning this morning.
It's really fun.
I love comparing and contrasting. Miss Tisha, you want to read our target?
Sure. It is, I can compare and contrast story elements from The Ants and the Grasshopper and Bunny Yarrow the Flies and We're None of the Bees. So
Ooh.
remember, friends, compare is to say things that are similar between them, and contrast is to find the differences. So we're going to practice for a minute, okay? We're going to practice.
Sure.
I have a banana. Ring, 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 banana phone. And I have an apple. And I want someone to compare, tell me something similar between my banana and my apple.
What's the same?
What's the same?
London, what's the same?
That they were made by bees. That made it.
Ooh, they're made by bees. They both depend on pollinators. Really great connection there, London. Kiss your brain.
Renee, tell me something that's the same. What's the same between my banana and my apple? Renee.
They both
You forgot what you was gonna say?
they both can eat.
I can eat them. Yeah, they're both food. And more specific, they're both fruits, right?
There are. B, what's something? I want you to contrast the banana and the apple. Remember, friends, contrast means to find differences. B, can you tell me something that's different between Miss Dechalet's fruits there? What's different?
The apple is strong.
You're right.
And the banana is squishy inside.
You're so right. The apple is strong and kind of hard, and the banana is squishy.
Adanya, do you want to do something, my friend? Go ahead, unmute yourself.
You can. When you have fruit and compare, you can.
We want you to tell us something that's different between the apple and the banana. What's different about them, Adanya?
That a banana is longer and an apple is shorter.
You're
Yeah.
right. Look
One
at
more, Samira, tell us one more difference, and then we're gonna move forward.
what's
One,
something different.
when you eat it, the apple, you eat it, it's hard, and when you eat the banana, it's squishy.
Yeah, the apple's
Right.
crunchy, the banana's squishy. Good job.
Great job, guys.
Miss Tishley, I just want to tell you something real quick. Between
Yeah.
the two of us, someone just messaged me and said, "This is so fun." I'm just letting you know.
I'm so glad someone's having fun with our lessons. You know, these smell really good. I wish you guys were here to eat them with us.
Someday. All right, friends. So remember, your target is going to be to compare and contrast the story elements from The Ants and the Grasshopper and Bunny Yarl and Waranana. Now, we read both of those stories 2 times each, right? But we also posted them on Google Classroom, the videos, so that if you need to rewatch them to do this assignment, you are welcome to do that, okay? Yes, Adanya, I'd be happy to talk to you after. Okay, so when we compare things, everyone show compare. Remember our hand signal for compare? Good job. So when we compare things, we can say sentences like blank and blank are similar because, or blank and blank are alike because. We can say this story and this story both. We could say one similarity between the ant and the grasshopper and Bunny Yarl and Waranana is.
Totally.
So all of these are sentence starters you can use, and we'll post this little chart for you too. I think that'll be very helpful.
So friends, when you're filling out your chart after, please use these sentence starters. They're really gonna help you.
When we contrast, show me contrast. Show contrast with your hands. Good job. When we contrast, we can say things like, this story and this story are different because, or we could say, unlike the ant and the grasshopper, Bunny Yarl and Waranana is, or has, or does. We could say one difference between the two stories is. Okay, so those are all sentence starters you can use to describe the differences or the similarities that are happening in those two stories. So I'm just going to quickly show you this. These are the notes that we took as a class for both stories. On the left over here is the ant and the grasshopper. On the right is Bunny Yarl and Waranana. I want you to, if you need a second to just read those over, you can look at them. But again, I know that you guys know these stories pretty well.
Friends, you wrote paragraphs on these stories. You're experts.
Yes. London, you were raising your hand. What is it that you wanted to share?
Can we just put can it just be like, because you already know there's banana that, but
Bunny Yarl.
say the name.
Yeah, you can just type B and W for those ones. Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Yeah, girl.
Or you,
It's so like.
wait,
Yeah. What were you going to say, Miss Tishley?
I was gonna say, or you could write flies and bees.
Yeah, either way. Whatever
Yeah.
you do. I'm not in the
Whatever's
business of
helpful
making
for
you
you,
type-
friends.
I'm not trying to make you type Waranana 50 times a day.
No, that's too many N's and U's.
All right. So I want you guys to talk about the characters in these stories. What is similar about the characters? What is something we can compare? And what is different? You can share either one, but I want you to try to use a sentence starter. Miss Ishle, will you pull a name out of your fancy bowl for me? Renee. Renee, what's something that's the same about the characters in the ant and the grasshopper and the bunny yarl and We're a Nunna story? Oh, I think you're muted, friend. There you go. Try again.
The bunny arrow, and the grasshopper both didn't store up food for the winter.
Really good job, Renee. The bunny yarl and the grasshopper both didn't store up their food for winter. Kiss your brain. Good job. What's something, Miss Ishle will pick another name, but think about this question. What is something that's different about the characters in these two stories? What does that say? Brandon? I think we lost Brandon.
What?
You need to pull another name because I think.
I said London.
Oh, London.
Mike, that's
London, what's something that's different about the characters?
That they're not the same animals.
Oh, you're right. One is grasshopper and one are bunny yarls or flies. They turn into flies, right? So that is how you will compare the characters. We're going to do one more example, one more story element, and then I'm going to show you your task for the day, okay? I want you to think about the central messages of these stories. So what lesson were the authors trying to teach you when they wrote these stories? So remember, they're folk tales that have been retold again and again, meant to teach you something. So think about how you can compare these two stories. I'm going to ask for a volunteer for this one. So raise your hand if you think you can compare the two central messages. Briella.
The things that is the same is that the grasshopper didn't store any food and the ant didn't store any food. And the ants and the bees did. And that's it.
Okay, you're right. So two of the characters were storing up food and two of the characters weren't, right? They were off playing around. Good job,
Yeah,
Briella.
that's really great.
I want someone to think about the central message or the lesson. Remember, I'll recap what we talked about. In the ant and the grasshopper, you guys told me that the central message is that there's a time for work and a time for play. And then when we read Bunny Yarl and We're a Nunna, you told us that the central message is that it's better to work hard to help others than to just play all day. What is similar about those two central messages? Adanya?
The thing that matches the other ones is that they just say, just like teach you how to be kind, and it teaches you how to be nicer, and
See, the king get rid because she's trying to make it
better, kind, and being kind, better, and learning things, and keep up the good work, and have courage, and believe in yourself.
Oh, you just gave us a lot of inspiration there, girl.
Yeah, for sure. I'm ready to go do work.
I know. So correct me if I'm wrong. I think what you're trying to say is that in both stories, somebody needs help, right? And the other person has helped them for a very long time. Is that what you're saying? Great, good job. So both stories teach us to kind of help our neighbor, right? Help somebody who needs help. But they also are similar because both stories are about focusing on your work when your work needs to get done, right?
Sure is.
All right,
That
so
good old thing, work before you play.
with that being said, I'm going to pull up your work, my friends, and show you what you need to do today. So you're going to do exactly what we just did. You're going to talk about 3 things that are the same in our 2 stories, The Ant and the Grasshopper and Bunny Yarl and Waranana, and then 3 things that are different between the 2 stories. Okay?
So anything that you can think of that's the same, you're going to put in the things that are the same column. Anything you can think of that is different, you're going to put in the things that are different column.
And we will post you up your story element notes so that you can refer back to those. And you can also refer back to the videos of the read alouds of the 2 books in case you forgot parts of them. London, what's up?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but I'm going to let London ask her question first, okay? Go ahead, London.
So I'm thinking about something about the flies and the bees.
Okay, what are you thinking about?
Is there like one fly or is it like a lot of flies?
A whole family.
Whole family of flies. Remember, they used to be a group of people.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Remember, when you type about Bunny Yarl and the Warananas, you can type like this, B-N-W, because you don't need to spend all day typing those words, right? Right. Okay, I'm going to show you quickly just one more time before you go what your target is. And it is, I can compare and contrast 2 versions of the same story. No, that's not the right one.
That's not what it is.
Contrast story elements from The Ants and the Grasshopper and Bunny Yarl the Flies and Waranana the Bees. Okay, so you're just comparing story elements, and that is it. I know you can all do it.
We love you so